Good morning, my dear students. Today we are discussing with the new subphylum and the second subphylum after Urochordata, that is cephalochordata, with a very good example, that is Amphiaxis. So first let you know the word meaning. Cephalos means head and chorda means it is cord. So the subphylum cephalochordata, they are togetherly called it as lancelets. Okay. So now some of the fundamental characters of cephalochordata. As you know that the very important three fundamental chordata characters are presence of notochord, presence of dorsal tubular nerve cord and pharyngeal gillslets. These are the fundamental character of a chordata. So here also in the cephalochordata also they contain some of the fundamental character. They are as follows. They are scaleless, fish-like marine animals, you can see in the picture, a few centimeter long. When you come for the notochord, in this cephalochordata, the notochord runs the entire length of dorsal nerve cord and it is retained throughout the life. So in this picture, you can clearly see the presence of notochord, which is red color, and the presence of above the notochord, you can see the dorsal nerve cord, which will be retained throughout the life. So the muscles in segments, there are many segments and those are weak. So here lancelets, they can swim but they do rarely. So there are more pharyngeal gillslets than when you compared with the fish. So these get buried in sandy or muddy sediments of shallow water. So these cephalochordata, they are considered to be the closest relative of vertebrates or the fishes. So here is the picture of, that is, lancelets. So coming to the important characters of cephalochordata. So you already know that these cephalochordates are small fish-like animal which show chordate characters. The body, it is laterally compressed and tapered at both the ends with the post-anal tail. So they are commonly called lancelets for the shape of their body. The persistent notochord extends from the tip to the region beyond the brain. Hence, they are called as cephalochordate. Cephalon, that means the head. There is low continuous dorsal and caudal fin and there is no paired fins. Ventral mouth surrounded by a small tentacles that will leads to the pharynx with number of gillslets. These gillslets open into a cavity that what we call it as the atrium. The dorsal hollow nerve cord that runs immediately dorsal to the notochord and opens to the exterior through an pore that what we call it as neuropore. So the body consisting of muscles and these muscles, they are arranged in V-shaped blocks of striated muscle fibers which are running throughout the body and that what we call it as myotomes. And these get separated by a sheets of connective tissue, those we call it as myosepta or myocomas. So the blood vascular system, it is of closed type and lacking of a specialized heart. The blood is colorless and without any respiratory pigment. The excretory organs are photonephridia with selenocytes. These are the special excretory organ. So these get derived from the ectoderm. Ductless gonads, they are metamerically arranged. Sexes are separate, whereas the fertilization takes place in seawater. So this consisting of the development with a transparent asymmetrical planktotrophic larva which is similar to the shape of an adult. So very good example for subphylum, that is cephalochordata, that is Amphiaxis. So moving on with systematic position of Amphiaxis. So phylum Chordata, subphylum Cephalochordata, class that is Leptocardi, and the type that is Branchiostoma, or it is called as Amphiaxis. So this Amphiaxis, the lancet, was first discovered by Pallas in 1778. It was worldwide distribution from the Mediterranean to the North Sea, in the Atlantic coast to America, and then in the Indian Ocean. First it was confused that it was a fish. Later on they came to know that that is Amphiaxis, which belongs to the subphylum, that is Cephalochordata. Branchiostoma dwells in the shallow waters of tropical and semi-tropical seas and has apparently retained a great simple features despite the fact it has probably evolved a long way from the actual ancestors of chordates. These animals are most active during the night time. So coming to the external features of Branchiostoma or Amphiaxis. Branchiostoma is a transparent fish-like animal occurring near the shore and burrowing in rocks. The body of the Branchiostoma is narrow, that is 2.5 to 5.8 cm long, and laterally compressed and pointed at both the ends. Along the mid-dorsal line, a dorsal fin extends the whole body length. It is joined posteriorly to somewhat broader caudal fin which is present around the tail region. A ventral fin which is situated mid-ventrally, running from the caudal to the median opening, that what we call it as the arteriopore. The muscles of Branchiostoma are arranged in 62 V-shaped segments, or what we call it as myotomes. So there are three unpaired apertures they are present. First one, that is the mouth overarched by a median ventral oral hood, and they are fringed with a tentacle-like cirri. So here in this picture it is very clear the mouth which consisting of the tentacles. So the arteriopore in the myotome 36 to expel water from the pharynx which enters the mouth. So when the water get inside with the mouth, and later on it will move to the pharynx and it is out through the, that is the arteriopore. The anus ventral and slightly to the left behind the arteriopore, but at the some distance from the posterior end of the body. So here you can see the presence of the anus. The notochord of Branchiostoma, it is a flexible, unsegmented rod pointed at both ends and runs from one to the other end of the body. That means it is present from head region to up to the tail region. So and it will be retained throughout the life. The pharynx is supported by gill rods which border the numerous gill slits. So the intestine of the Branchiostoma is straight and it without any lobe. So the liver diverticulum is simple in case of Branchiostoma. The circulatory system of Branchiostoma is ill developed. That means it is very weak. A definite heart is absent, but the ventral or the branchial artery is rhythmically contractile. The blood of branchiostoma is colorless. A few amoeboid cells are present in it. About 90 pairs of segmentally arranged nephridia are present on the dorsal lateral walls of the pharynx. The dorsal nerve cord, which is shorter than that of the notochord, which lies above the notochord. These are some of the external features of amphiaxis, or it is also called as branchiostoma, which comes under the subphylum, that is cephalochordata. Thank you.